This episode of Philly Fame TV is sponsored by Top Dog Law. Now y'all already know who to call for any accidents or injury cases. If you want that top dollar, you better get at Top Dog. You can hit him up on Instagram at Top Dog Law or visit his website www.topdoglaw.com. Philly Fame. Philly Fame. Alright, welcome back to Philly Fame TV once again. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in, tapping in like I always say. If this your first time tapping in, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And make sure after y'all watch this, y'all go back and watch past episodes and all of that. But on this one, we back with Drilladelphia. This is episode 8. And right here we gonna feature, Notorious Skinny Me. Biggie with the weight off. It's my guy. We go back to when he first started. If you're familiar with Philly Fame TV, we did Skinny Me first official interview and all that. And we did, a couple interviews with him since then, so we pretty much got a long history with Skinny Me as far as content, helping him get his story out here to the world. So a lot of people first heard of Skinny Me or first seen him, heard his story, from Philly Fame TV. When he got locked up, we did the interview with him, and when he got convicted, we was the first platform that he did an interview with to speak on that. So we're going to get into all of that. So without further ado, let's get into, the Skinny Me story, he's from J Street, 29th and Jefferson. And he go all the way back to early like pre-DVD era, or right around the DVD era, but he wasn't heavy on them. They weren't heavy on them, but they did have a nice little wave, like the Body Snatchers. I remember them back in the day. They was young boys. Skinny Me, Osama, Reese Buck, all them, they was young boys, but I definitely remember hearing about them back in the day, not just on no rap stuff neither, I heard about them young boys, down there and all that, and he got a little freestyle on YouTube, when they was called the Body Snatchers, and he was actually going at Magic at the time, Magic and Still and them, they from around that way too, so I don't know what the little issue was and why he was dissing Magic or whatever, but that's definitely was a clip on YouTube, and we actually posted that on our Instagram a minute ago. Like, I didn't know he was dissing Magic at the time. Magic, my guy, I fuck with Magic and shit, so I had posted it. And then once I realized he was dissing Magic and shit, I had took it down and shit. I had hit Magic up like there, like where I ain't mean to, throw that joint up and bring up no old shit or whatever the case may be. And Magic was cool. He's like, nah, I fuck with him. That's my guy. Like that shit was old. I guess they been squashing. That was some old shit they been squashing. Magic wasn't even tweaking off. He wasn't even thinking about it and shit. But it was just crazy that that's they had a little situation, whatever that was. But like I said, they got cool. It was over with. So that's some old shit. Like,
I'm a J Street rapper. I'm rapping where I stand at. Waistline ain't hold no belt. That's where that thing at. Body snatchers rushing your spot. And get your mom sacked. 50 yards back. That 50 shot Mac. That pussy boy hustle for echo. Where your bundles at? I fucking know that. Bring a true color. I aim and let it pop out. He was known for stealing Johnny. Shots in that Magic. Disappear. Oceanic. I call cousin Ashley. Tell about that homie. Get your body snatched somewhere far they can't find it. Same mad flow. You still pause when you rap. Reach and clap your back. Shit just smoke like that reefer. Lee, he was jerking y'all niggas. Pay y'all sneakers. Glock 4 fever. That's my favorite eater. Who will ever know? I deliver deep freezer. Shot my nigga mine. Bay fucking Cena. Back to Felicia. All my niggas dick up. Late night McDonald's. Big Macs when she give us. A large order of fries. Don't forget about that soda. 30 like a job. If you're sleeping, I'm on fire. Running from the Bloomberg niggas. You're a coward. 9 needles stuck in your face. I'm an Arthelo. Stand for law. I don't believe in you, Magic. Make it smack, bully, start running low, man.
Eventually they went from, the Body Snatchers to the Murder Gang. He said he kind of came up with the idea for the name for the Murder Gang. When I did an interview with him, he was talking about how he saw like something from a mob boss. They did a hit, the mob boss for Galati or something like that. And he said when he seen that, just like I mean, that inspired him to come with that name. He said Osama created the logo, and that was their wave. I mean, Murder Gang. I mean,
Yeah, you know, Murder Gang came up like this. I came up with the motherfucking name and shit. Osama came up with the logo. He came up with the idea for the logo and shit. When I came up with the name and shit. But how I came up with the name and shit, I'm in jail and shit. I'm in House of Correction at the time and shit. I'm at the House of Correction and shit. Reading the newspaper and shit. It was a mob boy named Delati and shit. I mean, he ordered this motherfucking hit, but it's motherfucking hit. Caught my attention and shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, boom, when he caught that, I was like, put that shit on the damn, some Murder Gang. You know what I mean? I just put that shit, boom, how that shit went, made a song. We just ran, but I came up with the name, so I came up with the motherfucking logo. That's how that shit went.
So we did a showcase. I mean, early on when we was doing Philly's F.A.M.E TV days, like we was doing little showcases and shit like that, having artists come out perform, doing little interviews with them and shit like that, making them into episodes. You know, back when we had the shit on cable TV and all that, we used to air them on cable, and then we was putting them on YouTube too. So back in like May of 2016, I mean, we had Murder Gang come out to perform at our showcase and shit like that. I mean, so they all came through. Skinny Me, Osama, all them niggas, they whole squad came through. I mean, they performed, did they thing on that joint. I mean, gave us a little drop and all that. So that was my first like real interaction with Skinny Me, getting to meet all of them and all of that. I mean, so you know, I was fucking with Murder Gang for sure. I mean. And then, like, sometime after that, like I said, we did his first official interview and shit like that. At the time, we had put a post up on Instagram, like, yo, we looking for, you know, new up-and-coming artists to interview and shit like that. Like, tag some people y'all think we should feature on the platform and shit like that. And a lot of people was tagging. I think Skinny Me might have put it on his page or put on the story telling his people to come, you know, to tag his name on the page and shit. So a lot of people, you know, say, you know, Skinny had a little wave at the time, like, so a lot of people tagged his name on the joint and shit. So it was like 3 people who got like a lot of votes and shit like that, a lot of name tagged in the post, but Skinny obviously, you know, was head and shoulders above everybody. So, you know, we did Skinny joint. This was back in early February 2017. So prior to that, he did like a little underground magazine type interview joint, like I mean, a little like where somebody wrote it down, and it was like one of them type of joints. But this is like his first official on camera, him speaking, video, audio type joint. I met him down north and shit. I mean, he was on the block, him and a couple of his people. You know what I mean? Ducky little block and shit like that. I can't remember exactly what block it was. I mean, like I said, it was some little minute ago, but I mean, we did the interview. I mean, he was talking his talk. I mean, pretty much just introducing himself to the people. We ain't really get too deep into too much. Like, pretty much, you know, introducing himself to people, explaining the situation with him, Murder Gang, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, I ain't think nothing of it because, you know, he was new. So, like, niggas knew he had a little wave, but I ain't think it would do what it did. The interview went crazy. Like, it went like, I mean, a lot of views off top. I don't even remember. It went like 50K views, like, I mean, within like a week or a couple weeks or some shit like that. I was like, damn, like. So to date right now, it's currently over 120K views. I mean, so his first interview, like, it just went crazy. Like, niggas just was fucking with Skinny. Like, say he ain't say nothing too crazy. He wasn't dissing nobody. He wasn't talking no super gangster shit. I mean, like, he wasn't really doing nothing too crazy. The interview wasn't super long or none of that. I mean, it's just, bro, it's just, you know, people fuck with Skinny weird. Like, he just had something that niggas gravitated towards, so that shit went up. And mind you, a lot of niggas at the time, I mean, had a little wave and had, you know, ARAB affiliations, OBH affiliations, whatever the case may be, but, you know, niggas shit wasn't doing shit like that just cause of that. And I mean, like, niggas Skinny had something like niggas was fucking with. So at some point in time, he had separated from the Murder Gang and kind of like became fully OBH. Like, in the interview, he explained, you know, cause I asked him about Biggie, cause, you know, Ab, my guy, and I was following Ab, you know, on the gram heavy and just social media, you know, since the beginning, like, and he used to post about Bay Out all the time. And then I seen Skinny posting about Bay Out too. So I asked him in the interview, like who Bay Out to you? And that's when he explained, like, Bay Out's big brother, he was locked up with Ab. So when Ab came home, he pretty much connected Ab with Skinny. I mean, connected Skinny with Ab, and they built a bond from there, and I mean, they was cool from there.
Well, you know, Ab, my man, we interviewed Ab way back then. Yeah, we interviewed him like 100 times way back when. That's my folks. And he always been promoting for a while Free Biggie. I never knew I don't know him personally. I didn't know who he was, but I see that you got a connection with him. So can you tell the people like who he is and what's your relationship with him?
OBH, it's my blood brother. My mom and my dad's son, man.
Same last name, same all that. That's my like household, everything. That's my blood brother and shit. Yeah, free bag and shit. I mean, Bay. I mean, he booked right now. He got life and shit. I mean, my best friend got murdered and shit. They charged Bay with it and shit. I mean, free bag and shit. Everybody knew he ain't do this shit. I mean, fucked up situation and shit. But free band shit. Rest in peace to motherfucking Rock. Man, PIP to Rock. Free Bay. Rock was the BS president. Yeah. But yeah, but Bay my brother. But Bay my brother and shit. Yeah, Bay my brother. That's my blood brother and shit. You know what I mean? He on the wheel right now. But yeah, him and Ab, they met up state and shit. You know what I mean? This how me and Ab came. Boom. Him and Ab met up state. They met up Hoxdale and shit. Boom. We met up Hoxdale. Him and B met each other. You mean? Two lions met each other. Boom. They sent Ab my way. He sent me Ab way. We both met up in the middle. You dig what I'm saying? And everything else is like history. You dig what I'm saying? You know how a nigga could fuck with a nigga and be like, this my little brother and shit right here. He fuck around, could be a whole geek or be with it to you into, and you can fuck with him from a distance. You dig what I'm saying? But I made it through my brother. He take his own liking to me. Other than that, though, you dig what I'm saying? Like, he got his own personal liking to me. You know what I'm saying? And like, we like brothers and shit. And I just started having to rap. He's a nigga that having to rap, but it's fuck rap. When they come to me and, hey, you dig what I'm saying? But listen how this.
Now we're going to take a quick commercial break. Give y'all a word from one of our local sponsors. This episode of Philly Fame TV is brought to you by 1212 plant-based hair care products. These products are good for men and women and best used in barbershops and hair salons. You can pick up some 1212 products at Hairbuzz and Hairtown in Philadelphia. Also shop online 12haircare.com for all deliveries. Now back to regular scheduled programming. So once he separated from Murder Gang, he became fully OBH. Know what I mean, on the strength of that relationship. So I don't know why he separated from Murder Gang or whatever the case may be. It's been speculation and stories and rumors, and he had a little issue with Osama and this, that, and the third. Like, I don't know. Neither one of them ever spoke on it. Never been. I mean, eventually I seen them both get cool again at some point. I seen them in something together. I seen Osama say free skinny. So I mean, like, I don't know what all that was about, but you know. At some point, he was, I mean, down with OBH all the way full throttle. I mean, and Ab hit me up one day, like once he really got down with OBH, and he wanted to officially like sign Skinny Me as an artist, like Skinny Me, and he had another guy named Johnny and shit, white boy from out Toledo, I believe. I mean, so Ab had hit me one day like, yo, bro, I want you to come through and do this interview. I mean, I want to introduce Skinny. You know, Skinny been running with me, he been my little brother. I mean, but we officially did the paperwork and signed him to OBH Records. So you know, I want to announce it to the world. Then you know, I got a new artist named Johnny. I believe his name Johnny. Like, don't get me wrong. Like the white boy. Like, I mean, I believe that's his name. Like, it's like, yeah, we got him too. I mean, so Ab my guy. Like, we did, you know, at this point we did plenty of content over the years. I mean, so sometimes I hit him up and ask him to get on shit, and sometimes he'll hit me up and ask me to come get it. I mean, come get some footage of him. So this was one of the times where he hit me up and shit. So it was, I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, I come through. So came through the spot down north. I mean, he had a little spot, little headquarters, little joint, like a little storefront joint that was big as shit inside. I mean, he had a little pool table in there. That's where they used to be chilling at and shit. I mean, one of the little spots, they had another little spot too, you know, of Allegheny and shit, like they used to be at. But this was they joint down north. This was like March 2018. I mean, when we did this joint. I mean, that's when he. I mean, a lot of the squad was there. Dark Low was there. I mean, a bunch of the other members there. Relion was there. I mean, a bunch of other guys there. And Skinny was there, and Johnny was there, and they pretty much, Ab was introducing them. And when Ab was telling the story, he was talking about, you know, him and Baya, how he met Baya in jail. I mean, all that, how him and Baya became cool, and he told his perspective on how he started fucking with Skinny. And I mean, basically told it from his point of view, pretty much.
I got two new guys right here, but one of them been my brother. We just made it official, OBH. Skinny Me.
Yeah, OBH Records, nigga. Listen how
he been my little bro. We made it official yesterday. He's legally signed to OBH Records.
Yeah, we made that official yesterday, last night. You know what I'm saying? Them spooky hours, the sturdy hours, nigga. We signed contracts in the motherfucking sturdy hours, nigga.
Back hallway.
You know what I mean? Give them the reckless kind of hope, man. OBH Records, man. That's what we doing, dude. I mean, sturdy hours, man. We just signing motherfucking contracts, man, in the sturdy hours, man.
So he been in the mix with you for a minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now
but at the end of the day, me and his brother met in state prison. I had a short time, only had a 3 to 6 year bid in state prison. his brother got life in prison for a murder that he didn't even do. But his brother got life in prison. But when I go up house down, his brother was in the hole. And all I kept hearing was whispers like, oh man, Bay already got the hole. Bay already got the hole. Oh man, it's about to be trouble. I don't know his brother. I heard the name from the streets though. So when he got out the hole, I didn't know that was him. It's not like he's a super big nigga, none of that shit. He's regular size. I'm talking to Rob Lowe at the gate. And we talking about another guy from down that way that told. So we just talking, I mean, I'm just, me and Rob Lowe, boom, 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 boom. I see some guy sitting like right there on the bench with shades on. And the way he jumped in, like he cut Rob Lowe off, like, oh no, man, like, he ain't even like it. Y'all, you gotta hear it. Like, and I looked, like, who is this dude? You think what I'm saying? Man, who is this dude right here talking like with aggression in his voice? Now I see how Rob Lowe respond to him, like, yeah, you know, no boom boom. And I see that Rob Lowe have a level of respect for him. So I said, who is this bull? So then when he came on my side of the yard, that's when he got the hole. Nigga went back to his regular block. I seen how all my little, we had a North Philly, you know, in jail, we kind of geographical. We got South Philly, North Philly, West Philly, Uptown. So I'm with the North Philly niggas. So when Bayout came out the hole, when he came around the North Philly niggas, I understood his rank without nobody saying it. I understood that he had the highest rank under the North Philly under the North Philly chapter. So I said, oh, all right, this Bayout right here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we say, what's up, what's up. But North Philly, we was mobbing. So we be in the yard, I'm kicking it. I got the floor, I'm talking to Charles, he got the floor. But we all in the same North Philly group, so when we took pictures, and that kind of like broke the ice, because we all down there bidding, laughing, we taking pictures and shit. And then me and him start kicking it. And then we just start kicking. He said, listen, come out of the yard later on. And I walked the yard with him, and then we just mobbed up. He said, listen, my little brother Rat, man, he hot as shit, man. When you go home, man, just give him a hair, man. Just let's check him out when you go home. Mason, matter of fact, he said, call my mom. Damn. All we can tell, he said, call my mom and put him, tell her, put him on the phone. In my head, I'm like, I'm not calling your mom, bro. They're in jail. Like, I'm like, I ain't just gonna call your mom. You think what I'm saying? He like, man, just call my mom for me. And ask for him. I said, that was kind of like, I don't want to call. You gotta understand, I don't want to call a brother mom and just like, yo, put Skinny on the phone. So I said, I'm gonna give it him when I get home. So when I got home, Biggie still calling me. I start sending money and shit. It's my brother. But Skinny Me DM me like, yo, I'm Bayout, brother. I said, oh yeah, come on, pull right up on me. So when he pulled up on me, I told him what it was. Bayout, my brother, man. We locked in. And he just started fucking with me. He brought some people he used to rap with around. And I just pulled them all in and shit under the Bayout Act. But me being around Skinny, man, I just felt his aura and his presence. I know he's a serious nigga. And I just said, you know what? I'm fucking with him. I'm locking him in. He had a group he was rapping with, and all of them was kind of cool to me. But Skinny always stood out. He always seemed genuine. Because there was laws in the streets that people was breaking. And I like, damn, Skinny, you know, your folks bringing this guy around. And Skinny was like, man, no, I told him, I ain't with that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And Skinny just never broke the laws. And I said, Skinny sturdy. And then I guess him and his old rap partner separated. And Skinny came and said, listen, I'm fucking with you, Ed. We together. And we've been together ever since.
And I mean, that's what stamped Skinny as official, OBH Records member, and an official part of the label, you know what I mean? So like I said, Skinny already had a wave and was doing this thing and doing numbers. So from there, he just started going up even more. Like, out of all the niggas that was around Ab and OBH and all that, like, man, a lot of them niggas was getting wave and getting numbers and, doing views and all that. But Skinny shit just was like, all Skinny shit that we got over 120K views, like all of that shit, like everything Skinny touched. Niggas wanted to see it. So his videos. A lot of his videos got views and shit. I remember Peanut Live did a little video looking at like reacting to Skinny video and shit like that. Like, that shit went up. Like,
From that shit that I talk,
this is young boy Skinny Me.
I guess they study my walk. They know that I'm cocky. J3, we ain't falling apart. They grabbed me straight out of high school. They knew I'd start. We know that you lame, and I never saw myself for that fame.
Real shit.
Niggas died, they switching sides. Niggas mothers ashamed. I'm harder than ice. Skinny Me, I wash my hands with the flame. With no side like free price, but I'm LeBron in the game. Nobody
Skinny had a nice little wave, bro. Like, and then shortly after that, like we did the interview in March, and then September. Know what I mean, that's when word was coming out that Skinny was being accused of murder. Know what I mean, blog sites posting about him being accused and when he was on the run and all this and the third. So Skinny was on the run. He put a little video up while he was on the run saying that he was being framed. He was innocent, so he's proclaiming his innocence from the beginning. I mean,
I'm on the MSTs right now for like a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like for a murder. When they hate you, they frame you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like in due time, like I'm still gonna be giving a record count. I'm still gonna be putting on for the cool kids. Cause I ain't gonna start recording. Innocent. I'm just gonna run cause I'm scared to death. The police, they don't tell me what they do. I'm scared to death of the motherfucking court system. They don't tell me what they fucking do. When you're innocent, they stole it just to bully you out. They hate you, they frame you. When they hate you, they frame you. Remember that, man. Listen high, this nigga, Notorious Skinny Me, Biggie with the weight off.
I mean, and then a little later on in September, it was a video that was up showing that he got, caught. They arrested him and all that. So it was a video showing that too. So this was like I said, late 2018.
Y'all should let me come on my diesel on, man. Break it down like a shotgun. Yeah, no, spin the word like a shotgun. And it's the count, and I'm going to this motherfucker 50 grand strong. Right. Everybody know I have the games on. I don't see my clothes. I ain't that. I'm the realest nigga. I'm the realest. No, man, I'm the realest nigga living. Hey, yo, let everybody know, alright? Huh? Just let everybody know. I got you, bro. Let everybody know, alright?
Alright, bro.
Let everybody know, alright? I'm the realest nigga living. I just happen to rap, man. That's it, man. Videos, my brother. I ain't listen, man. I'm $1 million nigga, man. Damn, y'all know I got $1 million talent. Y'all do that, man. I ain't doing none of that. And I was growing dreads on these niggas. Don't mind my hair. I wanted everybody to see me come out and swag. Hey, yo, just let everybody know, alright?
And this was like the start of the fall of OBH, pretty much. Know what I mean? Because after Skinny got locked up in September, Ab and them get indicted in October, I believe. October 2018, I believe this was like a month later, if I ain't mistaken. So that was a big hit because multiple of them niggas got locked up at once. And then in the mix of that, I believe Shy got booked. I don't know if he got booked before them or after them, but he got booked in the mix of that too. Then y'all know later on, Dark Low eventually catch a case. We already know the situation with that. He catches a case. And in the mix of that, them going through what they was going through, Leak Moss was fighting a case. He was going to court fighting a case and all that. So that shit just got real ugly for OBH. Like, it seemed like once Skinny went down, it was like that whole situation just like a domino effect. Like, everybody just started, like, shit got crazy. So we did an interview with him while he was on State Road awaiting trial. So we did it pretty much the end of 2020. And it dropped like the January 1st, 2021. So the first day of the new year, it dropped. And as I said, John went up. Like, man, and that's John, he was pretty much speaking on this case. Waiting the trial, going to trial, about to go to trial and all that. The situation with the OBH members, what happened with all of them and all that. He was speaking, his perspective on that. And he also touched on, his relationship with Leaf Ward. And a couple other rappers in the city and all that. That John did what it did, like while he was locked up.
Oh yeah. I'm still rumbling and shit, I'm just like I'm just preparing for trial right now. Like, this little pandemic shit be having everything like shut down. But like, I got trial in 11 months and shit. They be playing games. It's like, you got like a whole little bullshit case. So they be playing games. Like how to walk to be playing games and shit. Like, we ready on my end of this thing. They just be playing games.
Right.
So then he eventually went to trial. Know what I mean, went to trial. I believe like a year later. I mean, and he eventually, unfortunately, got found guilty. I mean, convicted and ultimately sentenced to life plus 25 to 50. Like, I mean, crazy. Like, but he felt good. I mean, in the interview, I talked to him. He felt good about, I mean, the situation. He said, I mean, he didn't feel like it was looking bad for him. I mean, like it would go like that. But unfortunately, I mean, that's how it went. So immediately after, I mean, prior to the trial, I had talked to him like right before he's about to go to trial. I was communicating with him. I mean, here and there, like through Instagram and shit, and in between the interview and shit. Like after we did the interview, I was communicating with touching base with him here and there, shit like that. And right before he went to trial, I had talked to him. He had told me like, I mean, like however this shit go, like I want to do an interview right after. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, what he said, he's feeling good though. He's like, I believe I'm spanking you. He's feeling good. He was optimistic. You know what I mean, obviously, I mean, he was trying to keep his spirits up, keep his hopes up, but he ain't really give me no bad vibes. Like he thought it was gonna go bad or he ain't feel. You know what I mean, so he basically let me know like, however it go, bro. Like, I mean, I'm gonna hit you. We doing the interview. You know, you my guy. We got a rapport. You did my first interview ever, so you gonna do my first interview. I mean, however this go, like hopefully we doing it in the world, like when I'm on the streets. I mean, and we do the interview out there. But if it don't go that way, like we still gonna do it. He definitely said that. So I mean, so this was probably like a day before trial or a couple days before trial, and then right after he went for his conviction. I mean, once he got convicted and sentenced, like the day after his sentencing, he called me. It's like, yo, let's do the interview. You know what I mean? So we literally the date. So say he did, I think he got sentenced on October 26th. We did the interview October 27th, and it dropped on October 28th, the day later. You know what I mean? It was like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how that's accurate dates. I mean, I might be a little off. I believe that's exactly how it went. I mean, you know, he pretty much spoke on, you know, like what happened with the kids, how he felt like, you know, I mean, some issues that he got in that joint. Like he felt like, yeah, he'll have a good, I mean, points to argue when he go for a pill, whatever the case may be. And he also spoke on, you know, how pretty much him and his brother Biggie, he kind of suffered the same fate, so to speak. Like, 'cause he was saying early on, like in the first interview, how his brother Biggie, you know, was locked up for a murder that, you know, everybody didn't do. Is pretty much saying that he killed somebody that they all know and they all cool with. I mean, and he pretty much saying like everybody know he didn't do it, but he been locked up all this time for that. I mean, and people honor and respect him because he stood tall. He never read it. I mean, he ain't complaining, bitching, whatever the case may be, just carrying it. So that's how he, you know what I mean, he real respected in there and all that. So fast forward to Skinny. Now Skinny been, you know, accused, convicted, I mean, sentenced for a murder, you know, similar situation with somebody they know that they argued with. I mean, that he argued with. I mean, they saying that that's what happened. And from what another thing from what bro said too, and you could kind of clarify this too. And I mean, one thing bro told me was like, he basically was like comparing your situation kind of like to your brother Biggie.
And that's the whole thing. They railroaded Yacht. They knew Yacht was powerful. You know what I'm saying?
So do you see similarities in what happened with you and what happened with him? And if so, like explain it a little bit.
It's identical. You think what I'm saying? Like it's an identical twin situation. You understand what I'm saying? Two niggas. Like my bloodline in my neighborhood, man. My neighborhood. We is 29th and Jefferson. You dig what I'm saying? My bloodline is 29th and Jefferson. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we from Hollywood and Jefferson. My bloodline is that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother Back was in there getting money. You understand what I'm saying? Brother Back ain't killed who they saying he killed.
And from what I understand, like, I think you even told me this, the boy that he was accused of killing wasn't even like a op or nothing. Like, he was like one of y'all folks.
He's one of our folks. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like the same shit, man.
Right, like this a person that you actually was alright with.
Exactly. Now, my whole thing is, bro,
when you got power, and it's not even negative power, when you got positive power, they don't want to see what you can do because they already know what you can do. You understand what I'm saying?
According to Skinny, he's saying he maintained his innocence from the beginning. He always said he didn't do it. Now, it's a lot of people who, fed in the Skinny image and believe him, even the jury. I mean, people involved in the trial, a lot of people, believe in how ARAB sold him and all of that. And a lot of people speak on, saying ARAB told on him and this, that, and the third, and the case may be. One thing Skinny made clear in the trial was the stuff that ARAB said. He made clear from the trial in the interview that I did with him that the stuff ARAB said ain't had nothing to do with Skinny's situation at all. Like he said, I think he said they ain't even used none of them interviews or none of that. Like I don't think he said they ain't had nothing to that. The stuff ARAB said and all that stuff people speculating that got Skinny in trouble, he said they ain't really had nothing to do with his situation. I mean,
it's crazy because they talking about ARAB in the John, like his shit was political. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't get caught with nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought up. This is something I want to ask you because this one thing that a lot of people was talking about once the verdict came down. A lot of people was posting old clips with Ab was talking and shit like that. Did they bring up anything with Ab that use against you in court?
No, they ain't.
I'm good. I just wanted you to clear that up.
They ain't bring nothing up.
I just wanted you to clear because a lot of people in that was basically blaming Ab and saying Ab. Yeah.
I see exactly what's going on. Ab ain't the reason of nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
And also, I'm gonna just piggyback off that a little bit. Just to clarify some stuff, because I know, like I said, I see people say that on the internet. I see the videos about ARAB snitching on them and all this, that, and the third, and the stuff about Ab. Like, this one thing I can say about Ab, I'm gonna clarify, when I get back to Skinny. Like, Ab knew how to entertain people. He knew how to sell it. So, Ab knew, like, he wasn't saying everything, like, as is and everything super accurate and he just speaking all facts. Like he'll be pretty much gassing stuff and exaggerating stuff like how movies is based on a true story, but everything he's saying ain't all of me. Like, so he would be gassing shit, selling it. So he really was trying to sell people. So when he was saying like, yeah, I seen Skinny do it, I seen, like, a lot of people refer to that as if he actually seen Skinny do something. And so this one thing I can say, I can't speak on that particular line of what he said in particular, but this one thing I can speak on as far as like character and context. Like I said, Ab with gas stuff, bro. Like this one story, I'll give you an example, because he had people believing in this image and all this stuff so crazy. There's some off camera shit added to me. He's like, yo, one time I went to a bar or some shit in the city. Like I just went somewhere, and I'm out. And he said, I'm out with like me and three other guys. And he like, yo, these 3 guys I'm with is harmless. This what he telling me. Like the 3 guys I'm with is harmless. They ain't, if anything pop off, Ab saying he the one that's gonna have to move. He like the other guys he with ain't on nothing of that. Like, man, but it's just the perception of how people see him and how he sold the images. Like, we go to the joint, we chilling and all that. He said we leave. And then next thing I know, you see on the internet, somebody posted that, yo, I just seen ARAB come in here with a couple of his goons or something to that nature. And he's like, that just let me know, like, yo, people really buy into this shit crazy. Like, they thinking that anybody they see me with is a goon. Like, when I'm with niggas that ain't even, like, so these niggas not even on nothing. Like, so he's like, but just people perception of how they, like, how he sold it to them, they just believe whatever. Like, so far as Skinny, like, when he say this stuff about Skinny, like, he ain't have to even be, I ain't saying he was or wasn't talking literally, but he ain't even have to be talking literally. And to me, no Ab, I don't think he was. Like, he just was talking shit and gassing shit and popping shit like he do. Like, because he knew niggas would buy into it. He knew niggas would believe it. So a lot of this shit be, like, gas with Ab when he get on camera. Like, he knew how to entertain. He knew that's what niggas wanted to see. He knew that's what niggas wanted to hear. And his homies never corrected him because they knew he was saying it to hype them up, and he knew once he get the light, he was gonna share it. So when it came to Skinny, like, bro, I can speak on this. Like, when my interactions with Skinny was always thorough. Skinny a good dude. Like, he's so cool, it's so genuine. So the stuff that I hear about him, like, it's like crazy to me sometimes. And I get it. Like, niggas got, you like certain niggas be good dudes, but if you play with them, I mean, they stand on business. Like, I get it. Like, but all my interaction with Skinny and everybody that I know that personally know Skinny, bro, like, he is super solid, cool. Like my first time meeting him, like on the block in North, like my first interaction with him, like Skinny was super. Like he never gave me like I'm a super killer gangster, like how people paint him, like I'm a super murderer, serial killer. Like I never seen, like the first time I seen him, like he probably didn't have a gun on him. He was outside with niggas, like he just was chilling regular. Like he always gave me like regular, like chill, regular young boy. I ain't gonna say young boy, cause he's just a little younger than me, but I mean, so like the stories I see on the internet, like it's so crazy how they paint him. It kind of make me believe it. Like damn, like cause the way how that's what I'm saying. The narrative and media is so powerful. Cause like I said, my personal interaction with Skinny I never got that from him, bro. He always been cool, thorough, genuine. Like I mean, give you the shirt over your back. You know, it's a cliche shit. Like he one of them kind of people to like, far as my interactions with him. Like so I don't know like how he was out in the streets and all that, but. Like it's just crazy how, you know, a lot of people believe, like based on how his image was, his rap image, and how Red was selling him, and just like people really bought into that shit and believed it. So it's like if Skinny say he did something, if Ab say he did, like niggas believe that shit, like, and they ain't even had to be true. So in the case of the murder shit, like he proclaimed his innocence. I don't know, I wasn't there, but you know, I know how the system work, and especially with rappers, like a lot of times they not looking to see who really did the shit. They just trying to find who they can. If they can put somebody and make people believe they did this shit, like, and rappers be easily targeted, especially street rappers, because you got that street image already, and the lyrics be violent and shit, you know what I mean? So it's like they can easily paint a jury to make niggas believe that you would have done some shit like that. So it ain't about you did it or not. They just try to close the case. They don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, you in the streets, you doing whatever you doing. So even if you didn't do it, I mean, you shouldn't have been. I mean, that's how they look at it, probably. Like, so I didn't have experience with the system where I know, like, I mean. Like that's why so many niggas in jail that coming home years later from finding out they wasn't the ones that did the shit, like, and crooked cops and all type of shit, bro. We could go on that shit forever, like, you know. So but back to Skinny, in relation to Skinny, I don't know if he did it or not, like I said, but he maintained his innocence. So I mean, I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt because I know how the system works, and I done interviewed so many people that's locked up for murders and attempt for murder. I mean, and say they didn't do it, like, and I mean, so it's like crazy, like. So as of today, like I said, after he got convicted and sentenced to life plus 20 to 50, we did the interview. He spoke on all that. I mean, he pretty much was optimistic that, you know, he'll get back on the pill, you know, one of these days, you know. So I believe he currently, you know, appealing his conviction and his sentence, and, you know, awaiting that. You know, that should take years and forever and all of that. So they be backed up because so many people, you know what I mean. And I know Ab in the same situation for us. He trying to appeal his conviction and all that, and they optimistic that he gonna get. I mean, he gonna get some rhythm. So hopefully he do. I mean, shout out to Ab too. Shout out to OBH, man. Crazy situation, like, I mean. And far as today, you know, on one of his last posts on his Instagram, I mean, because he had a couple different Instagrams that got, you know, hacked or hit or whatever the case may be. So in this most recent Instagram that I seen, like, his last post was the top of the year, early this year in January. And the post was of his nephew, Fadi Goon. I mean, his brother Biggie, who locked up for the murder, who was down with Ab. He got a son, I mean, and his son happened to be young Fadi Goon. And Fadi out here going crazy, one of the top up and coming young boys, I mean, in the city that's coming up with that new way, that new generation. And I fuck with Fadi heavy, like, I mean, like, I like Fadi, I mean, he be popping this shit, like, I fuck with Fadi heavy, like, so shout out to Fadi, like, I mean, he had this little situation where he just was locked up for a little second, he came back home, so if he could stay out the way and go hard and consistent, like, Fadi could be one of them next guys to pop off in the city, you know what I mean, for sure, like, I fuck with Fadi heavy, like, he definitely got it, like, for sure, like, I mean, he ain't super crazy lyrical like how niggas was back in the day with Philly, but the way he pop it and swag, and I mean, how he talk his shit and all that, and he ain't no super drill rapper and none of that, like, he really talk some money shit, some cool shit, I mean, like, I like him, like, I mean, so if y'all ain't tapped in with him, tap in with young Fadi, man, like, look out for him, like. So, you know, with that said, we're going to conclude this episode. Drilladelphia on that note, man. Shout out to Skinny Me, you know what I mean? Like, that's my guy, man. I ain't hollering at him in a little minute. And I ain't seen post nothing in a little minute, so hopefully he alright in there, he doing good, you know what I mean? And hopefully we can touch base with him soon. Maybe do a little updated interview so he can update people on, you know, where he at mentally, you know what I mean? If he plan on, you know, dropping some music or something while he locked up, or doing a book or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever he got going on while he in there, like update the status of his case as a pill or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? So, but that's definitely my guy. Like I said, all my interactions with him been cool, been thorough. He ain't give me nothing but just a cool, genuine guy, I mean, from Northside, like a regular North Philly guy, I mean, like, he ain't never get sold. All the stuff they say about him on YouTube and all that, like, I ain't saying it ain't possible, it's impossible and all that, I ain't saying that, but, you know, I just never seen it, like, I mean, so it's like, it's crazy, the stories that I hear is just crazy, but, you know, like, I don't know what to say about that, so I'm gonna just leave that to, I mean, like, I ain't gonna speak too much on that, like, but I'm just, you know, concluded with my interactions, you know, it's my perspective, you know, as far as this episode, you know, a Drilladelphia, for those who never tapped into to the previous episodes, I mean, like, this ain't to glorify none of this stuff or none of that. It's just my perspective on some of the guys that, you know, have been on my platform. And the previous episodes have been guys who have been murdered, you know, that have been featured on my platform. And this particular episode is a guy, you know, we're going to switch it up a little bit and go a different route from a different perspective, from guys who have been accused and, you know, convicted of murder and stuff like that. Like, and some of them proclaim innocence. I mean, some of them said he didn't do it. So we covering, I mean, some of these stories. So this is the first one of this wave of stories that's coming. I mean, so it's a Drilladelphia, you know, episode 8. I mean, we gonna sign off on that note. I mean, if you ain't seen the past episodes, check those out and stay tuned for the new episodes coming soon. I mean, Philly F.A.M.E. TV, we signing out till next time.